Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Monday again, and it is Monday, February the 9th. We're here to look at the new releases that are published this week in Cozy Mysteries on Mondays. On Wednesdays, we look at crime fiction and thrillers. Fridays, we look at the leftovers. We might not have one on Friday. There's still not huge amounts being published. I don't know if it's still gearing up for the first of the year or they're just pulling back. Don't know. That's okay. Let us look. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Monday night. Our next ones are tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. First up, Belle, Bourbon, and Skunk Secrets by Aaron McCarthy, second in A Midnight House Mystery. Harper Bergeron thought she'd seen it all. Seances gone wrong, ghostly whispers in the walls of her inherited bed and breakfast, more than one run-in with murder. But when a bridal party rents Midnight House for a bachelorette weekend filled with bourbon tastings and ghost tours, she realizes she's about to host her most chaotic group yet. The bride-to-be, Charlotte Rousseau, is a Southern belle with a bright smile and a rich fiancé. In the midst of the festivities, Charlotte vanishes without a trace. Was Charlotte running from cold feet or from someone determined to silence her? With her podcasting best friend, a reluctant detective neighbor, and Teddy the skunk at her side, Harper must untangle a knot of jealousy, betrayal, and deadly secrets before happily ever after turns into happily ever after life. MC Beaton has a new one. In the Hamish Macbeth mysteries, 38th in that series. Good for her. This is Death of a Groom. It is February, and the Scottish Highlands village of Lochdu is dealing with heavy snow and freezing temperatures. Sergeant Hamish Macbeth can handle the weather, but with a surprise influx of high society visitors for a Valentine's Day wedding at Tommel Castle Hotel, he has bigger problems. The guest list includes not one, but two women from his own romantic past, and Hamish isn't the only one disrupted by the arrival of a wedding party. The groom, the supposedly suave Kiosta, and sophisticated Darius Palmerston, is involved in a series of incidents in the local pub. Tensions between guests and villagers escalate until shortly after the lavish wedding ceremony, a body is found in the hotel dining room. The gruesome killing means Hamish suddenly has a murder investigation on his hands, one with a very long list of suspects. Good morning, Mary. She says, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Cold here in Virginia again today. We're cold today. But plowed, so get out and about. Oh, nice. Supposed to be warm up this week to the 50s. Yay, we'll be break out of the bikinis. Now you know how it feels for us when it's in the, like 30s and 40s and stuff after being so cold. It's practically balmy. Hi, Helen. And all reading lovers, she says. Mary says, love the groom's name. Yeah, Kiyostop. Sorry, he was licking. Murder au Chocolat, 15th in the Claire Baskerville series by Susan Kiernan Lewis. Claire Baskerville has finally found a sense of peace in her life. Her grandson Cameron is living under her roof and settled down after his trauma of the year before, and having her foster son Robbie and husband Jean-Marc by her side goes a long way to making her life perfect. But when a renowned food critic drops dead during a private tasting of Le Bijou Chocolat, the cozy chocolate shop owned by Claire's American friend, that peace is shattered. Poisoned truffles, a history of rivalries and whispers of sabotage soon cast suspicion on Rachel, and of course Claire can't stand by while her friend's life crumbles. As she digs deeper, Claire uncovers more than just a bitter feud between chocolatiers. Rachel has been hiding a painful secret from her past, one that has come back with a vengeance. As blackmail turns to murder, Claire must untangle a web of lies, hidden identities, and carefully planted evidence before the killer strikes again. With her fierce determination and a knack for uncovering the truth, Claire races against the clock to save her friend. But even in the city of lights and shadows, nothing is as innocent as it appears. I'm armed with my fierce determination. Stand back. I'm not afraid to use it. you guys have a good weekend? Mary says, hi, Helen. Murder on the Sea Otter Express by Nikki Knight. This is third in the series. Per usual, Grace Adair is juggling it all, being a full-time mom, part-time lawyer, freelance editor, divinely contracted assassin, and now school chaperone. Her son's field trip to the local aquarium takes a dive when Eric Egan, a district curriculum administrator, is unceremoniously thrown off the aquarium's Sea Otter Express into the beluga whale tank. Nobody's especially upset to see the creep's body sleeping with the fishes, but Grace is in trouble because Egan was supposed to be her next hit, and she sure wouldn't have killed him in front of a bunch of first graders. Now Grace will have to solve the murder, settle decades-old grudges, and keep her own secrets, all while taking care of her family and serving as flower girl at her handler Madge's wedding. As the tasks pile up, Grace isn't sure she'll live to see it all done. End of row 1. Of Valentines and Vendetta by Sylvie Kurtz, second in a Brighton Village cozy mystery. Helen says hi back to Mary. When Paige Hamlin's baker vanishes on the opening day of the annual chocolate festival, she begs her sister-in-law Ellie to roll up her sleeves and help keep the Purple Page bookshop and cafe humming. For Ellie, the distraction is welcome. It's the anniversary of her husband's death, and baking is easier than crying. But the celebration turns bittersweet when the missing baker is discovered in the dumpster out back, with her mouth stuffed full of chocolate-covered coffee beans. Even worse, the police find quote-unquote evidence that makes Paige their prime suspect. Ellie refuses to let her sister-in-law take the fall. Armed with curiosity, determination, and a dash of chocolate-fueled courage, Ellie sets out to uncover the real killer, but with 2 perfect clues, simmering secrets, and plenty of suspects, she'll have to be careful, or risk becoming the next victim on the menu. In Brighton Village, murder has a way of spoiling even the sweetest treats. Snare in the Blind Alley by Kate Martin, 15th in the Viking Witch Mysteries. She specializes. Ingrid Torfrudottir moved to the north shore of Lake Superior, intending to live with her grandmother while pursuing a career as a book illustrator. Instead, she discovered her true calling as a Volva, a Viking witch, serving a village founded in the Viking Age by Norse settlers escaping some terrible enemy whose identity was lost to time. Now she lives in the hidden town of Villmark full-time, with her Villmarker friend Kara undergoing a high-risk pregnancy, needs Ingrid's help navigating the modern world, or at least the slice of it represented by the world's largest inland port where ocean-going ships bring goods from around the world, Duluth, Minnesota. For someone whose life has always been confined to the protective bubble of her Viking descending community, the city overwhelms. But Kara and her husband, with the help of some of Ingrid's other friends, settle into a cozy little apartment in a historic building close to the clinic and the hospital. Do we need to know all this stuff? A few months away from all she knows just might be doable for Kara. Yet Ingrid worries because something strange keeps happening in the alley behind the building. The building, with its long history, is a haven for ghosts. But what Ingrid senses just might be more than a mere haunting. It might, in fact, be something more magical than that. Something that only she as a vulva can face. That was a difficult summary to read. And really, it could have been 2 paragraphs, people. We didn't need a previously. Oof, that deserves a slug of coffee. Just a minute. Embroidered Lies and Alibis by Lois Winston, 15th in an Anastasia Pollock crafting mystery. A stitch in time could save a life. When Anastasia's mother Flora is offered a free spa vacation from Jeremy Dugan, a man connected to her distant past, Anastasia and husband Zach suspect ulterior motives. After all, too good to be true often spells trouble. Their suspicions are confirmed when the FBI swoops in to apprehend Dugan. However, Dugan isn't who he claimed to be, and his arrest raises more questions than answers. The feds link Dugan to a string of cons targeting elderly single women across the country, but his seemingly airtight alibi leaves investigators stumped. Then, shortly after his release on bail, he's kidnapped. A certain segment of New Jersey's population is known for delivering deadly messages, and the FBI believes Dugan received one of them. Meanwhile, bodies begin showing up in the newly created public garden across the street from Anastasia and Zach's home. With two baffling crimes, no clear suspects, scant evidence, and every possible motive unraveling, both the FBI and local law enforcement are once again picking Anastasia's brain. This time, though, her involvement is far from reluctant. Will she stitch together enough clues before she or someone she loves becomes the killer's next victim? Craft project included. And I forgot to click on it. We'll give it its moment. Mary says, working on taxes is not a particularly exciting weekend. If I would just keep up with during the year, I would avoid this marathon. But no, that would be too much. Way too easy. Yeah. I get it. I haven't done it yet, but we just give ours to the CPA who does the business. It's just easier for us. But good for you for doing it. The Widow Hamilton by Molly Ann Cox, second in an Eliza Hamilton mystery. It's December 1805, and Eliza Hamilton is determined to seek justice. One young woman is dead, another has vanished, both residents of a house where Eliza's friend Alice lives, among other craftswomen struggling to survive in a city unforgiving towards widows and orphans. With no help from the constabulary, because the young woman's body was found in a bad part of town and was dressed as a man, Eliza vows to protect the women and uncover the truth. She suspects a connection between the death and the disappearance, especially given that the young lady who disappeared went missing while searching for the woman who was later found dead. As Eliza traces their last known steps, she unearths a hidden world of dangerous secrets lurking beneath the city. Secrets that could tear apart everything she holds dear. I've not read this series. End of that row. Oh, this is a work in translation. The Final Problem by Arturo Perez Reverte. He's been around for a while, actually. June 1960. Rough weather at sea leaves a group of strangers stranded on the idyllic Greek island of Utakos, all guests of the only local hotel. Nothing could prepare them for what happens next. Edith Mander, a quiet British tourist, is found dead inside a beach cabana. What appears at first glance to be a clear suicide reveals possible signs of foul play to Ormond Basil, an out-of-work but still well-known actor who in his glory days portrayed the most celebrated detective of all time. Accustomed to seeing him display Sherlock Holmes' amazing powers of deduction on the big screen, the other guests believe that the actor is best equipped to uncover the truth. But when a second body is discovered, there is not a doubt in Basil's mind. A murderer walks among them. What's more, the killer is staging each crime as a performance, leaving complex clues that bear an eerie resemblance to those found in the pages of Conan Doyle stories. There is a criminal who knows every trick in the book and is playing a deadly literary game. As the storm rages, Basil must become the genius detective he has only pretended to be. And then there's Burbage. The Antique Store Detective and the Riverside Murders, fourth in the Bella Winter Mysteries by Claire Chase. Bella Winter is happily settled in Hope Eaton with her business flourishing, antiques sold and problems solved. So when Margie Fleming approaches her to sell a family heirloom, a beautiful marble statue of a mother and child, Bella jumps at the chance. But the day before the sale, Margie is found dead, drowned in the River Kite, a year after her older sister, Bethan, died the same way. Everyone is convinced it's a tragic accident, but Bella isn't so sure. One mysterious death might be a coincidence. Two feels a lot like murder. Bella's spine tingles when I hate that when she realizes Bethan also had plans for the statue. Could someone have killed to make sure it wasn't moved? It feels far-fetched, but when they shift the statue, there's a bloodstain beneath it. Someone is trying to conceal a crime, but who was the victim and where is the body? As she investigates the Flemings' friends and family, Bella becomes convinced the strange graffiti appearing all over Hope Eaton holds answers. Can she paint a clear picture and solve the case? Or will she find herself facing a watery end? Ghosts Don't RSVP by Maggie March, 5th in the Grumpy Ghost series. Be a grumpy ghost. The Campbell House B&B's grand opening was supposed to be Hank Miller's dream come true until one of his party guests takes a fatal tumble from the widow's walk. Now the future of his charming bed and breakfast hangs in the balance, and Hank is looking like suspect number 1. Anna McGuffin should be focused on the blind date her friends insisted she needed, but it's hard to concentrate on someone new when she's still reeling from that Christmas kiss with Richard Lockwood, the impossibly handsome Victorian ghost. Ghosts can't kiss. She definitely shouldn't be falling for it. When an uninvited ghost from Lockwood Cove's mysterious past crushes the party, bringing secrets that could change everything, Anna realizes this murder is far more complicated than it appears. Now she, Richard, and their ghost, Dachshund Daisy, must untangle old lies, navigate complicated feelings, and catch a killer before Hank loses everything. I'm sorry, ghosts don't kiss. She said, and some people don't even believe in ghosts. Death at the Seven Sisters by D.E. White and L.H. Brace. Let's go by our initials, says the person who goes by their initials. Brighton, 1963. This is second in the Sussex mysteries. Hairdresser Ruby Baker styles ladies' locks by day, but by night the back room is transformed into the headquarters of her brand new detective agency. When a woman comes looking for her at the salon with a plea for help, Ruby is quickly on the case. But not everybody wants her to succeed, because this time her client is the notorious Beverly Collins, a mother who served 10 years in prison for a crime she says she didn't commit. Ruby and her friends rescue a child from the beach in a storm, but police have no leads. Nobody has reported a child missing, and the young girl seems so traumatized that she is unable to speak. This isn't going to be an easy investigation. Opinion is divided on Beverly's innocence. Reporters Kenny and James are keen to uncover a big story, while Ruby's best friend Mary is distracted and struggling to deal with motherhood. As Ruby tries to unravel the past, she discovers that Beverly Collins' release seems to have triggered a bizarre chain of events. Was she really framed? And if so, where is her daughter Ella now? And who is the mystery girl on the beach? It does it to me every time. That next book isn't available anymore. Curl Up and Die by Stacey Haynes, 17th in the Mystery on Lilac Lane series. Maya Reyes thought inheriting a salon in the picture-perfect town of Wisteria would be the ultimate glow-up after her messy divorce, but when she learns the former owner, Daphne, was murdered, Maya realizes small-town charm comes with big secrets, and maybe a killer lurking between appointments. With a shady handyman popping up everywhere, friendly neighbors who know just a little too much, and gossip curling through town faster than a perm gone wrong, Maya's fresh start suddenly feels like a cut she should have never scheduled. And enter the detective, brooding, distractingly handsome, and convinced Daphne stashed clues that could crack the case. He's determined to team up, but Maya can't decide if he's her best ally or just another complication with great hair. One thing's for sure, if she doesn't figure out who to trust soon, her new life in Wisteria might get snipped short. Killer in the Cordgrass by Brian Thiem, 2nd in the Mudflats Murder Club mysteries. When Courtney Evanson's body is found in the dunes of Spartina Island, the peaceful facade of the retirement haven is shattered. Retired Detective Sean Tanner teams up with Detective Sergeant Charlie Nash, diving into a case that's far more twisted than they imagined. A stolen credit card initially offers a promising lead, but when their main suspect turns up dead, all their theories unravel. The investigation grinds to a halt until the Mudflats Murder Club uncovers a crucial piece of evidence, a ruby pendant hidden in the pocket of the clothes Courtney was wearing when she died. This pendant is more than a simple find. It's the unmistakable link to a 27-year-old cold case involving another young woman's violent death. The deeper they probe into the case, the more Sean's team unearths, including secrets about Charlie's father, who mysteriously disappeared a decade ago. As the lines between past and present blur, Sean must navigate these buried truths without losing Charlie's trust. As the body count climbs and three seemingly separate cases collide, the stakes on Spartina Island have never been higher. The Cordgrass killer is still out there, watching, waiting, and Sean and Charlie's relentless digging has put them squarely in the crosshairs. Can Sean and Charlie outpace a killer who's always a step ahead, or will the sands of Spartina Island claim them next? And last one, and the bell's about to ring, so we're going to do this really fast. I included this even though it's middle grade because it's Enola Holmes, which is really cute. Enola Holmes and the Clanging Coffin. It says 4th, but it's actually 10th. Somehow they've recounted somewhere, by Nancy Springer. In February 1891, London. Enola Holmes, the much younger sister of Sherlock and Mycroft Holmes, is attending a burial when she hears the faint sound of a handbell in the graveyard. It is not in Enola's nature to ignore such oddities, no matter the occasion, and when she investigates further, as is the Holmes family instinct, she discovers something absolutely chilling. The ringing bell is attached to the tombstone erected over a recent gravesite, and someone, buried within, is pulling the string to ring the alarm. Galvanized into action, Enola and her companions swiftly and successfully unearth the coffin within, freeing a still-living young woman, one Trevina Treram. Enola, by predilection and by trade a scientific Predatorian, finder of lost things, she finds herself comforting and protecting this young girl. The girl herself is a mystery. She remembers very little, including her identity, and has no idea who has buried her alive, much less why. While protecting this mysterious girl from an enigmatic drinking game enemy, she discovers that Sherlock is engaged in a related mystery. Enola joins Sherlock in his battle against the Scourge of London, the Napoleon of crime himself, Professor Moriarty. Facing her most brutal foe ever, determined to protect and unravel the secrets surrounding the mysterious Trevina, Enola takes her place more fully than ever as a proud member of the Holmes family. And that is it. Alrighty, that is it for today. On Wednesday, we'll look at the darker side, the crime fiction and thrillers. I'm going to say right now there won't be a show on Friday, since we got to all the cozies today, which means we all get to sleep in. Yay! Including myself. At least 30 minutes extra, so I'll take it. Alright, hope you guys have a good Monday. Stay safe, stay warm, read good books, and as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom. Ellen says, the question arose, what the white whale? Yeah. Well, I'll tell you about it. Mary says, you did it. Have a great day and week, everybody. Grocery shopping today. Yay. White whale books are your nemesis. Like the white whale, Moby Dick, was the nemesis of Captain Ahab. It is a book that you've always meant to read and haven't. Or a book that you've started and paused over and over again. So these are books that are your nemesis. This is a short month, so it's a chance to try those, do it or unhaul it. But A White Whale is your nemesis book. I'm reading one right now that I purchased in 2019. It's called A Dark Anatomy by Robin Blake. But I have a whole list of ones that I've either started and stopped or I've always meant to. So that is what a white whale book is. Let us know if you do one. All right, everybody, have a good day. And as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.